Tropical Storm Erika has left behind an estimated $40 million in damage to the Douglas Charles Airport. The British, among the latest to join the international response to Dominica's disaster recovery efforts, and the Ministry of Health warns the public about an increase in infections from contaminated water. I am Lourianne Graham Carter with the Channel 5 News. Details coming up.
When you can afford what you crave, life just gets so good.
I'm so alive and I'm feeling good, so good, so good, so good. Hey.
KFC, so good for everyone.
Homework, research, school-based assessments. Visit the Muslim store today and give your child the tools that they need to succeed. Tablets as low as $399.99. Laptops starting at $16.95. Or get a complete package including a desktop computer with camera, speakers, table and chair. So don't let your child's education suffer. Come down to the Bayfront Roseau and check out these incredible prices. Only at the Muslim store. Locally born, locally grown.
Here's a cool way to make some quick cash with the Dominica National Lottery. Simply go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Dominica National Lottery, and like our page. Fill out a simple form and that's it. Every week, one lucky fan will win $250. Yep, 250 big ones just for liking our page. How cool is that? So what are you waiting for? Hurry to facebook.com/Dominica National Lottery and start winning. Draw takes place every Friday.
Dutch Lady brings you the best milk from Holland. Even though we make this lovely milk already for decades, we still keep up with the times. That's why Dutch Lady has new packaging. The same great quality with a fresh new look. Dutch Lady, milk for the whole family.
At Quartz, it's the biggest mattress clearance event of the year. We're making room for all new models. So, for a limited time, purchase any mattress, base, or divan, and get a second one, half price. Everything must go. So, head down to Quartz now and take advantage of the biggest mattress clearance event of the year with nothing down and nothing to pay for 90 days. Only at Quartz. Quartz, bringing value home.
First up, estimated figures on the cost to repair infrastructural damage caused during Tropical Storm Erika last week Thursday are rolling in.
Speaking at a press conference Wednesday night, Prime Minister Skerrit announced it would cost almost $40 million to repair the Douglas Charles Airport. There have been nightly meetings with various officials and organizations since the tropical storm to update the public on the latest recovery efforts.
The airport has been impacted on heavily. The preliminary estimated cost to bring the airport back to operation would be in the region of $39.5 million. That is what will be required to bring the airport back. Every piece of equipment at the hospital, at the airport, has been destroyed beyond use, and therefore every piece of equipment will have to be replaced.
A preliminary estimate of damage caused to the road network was also disclosed.
The report from the Ministry of Public Works, the estimate, and we're talking about just roads and bridges, justice. It doesn't include homes, it doesn't include, reconstruction of the roads in Pidgesaban and other communities like that. You're talking about some of the main roads and the village roads. The estimate which has been provided by the Ministry of Works is in the tune of $612,700,000.
The clearing of landslides and debris is estimated to cost over $10 million.
And of course, just to clean up is estimated at $12 million.
An evaluation is still being conducted of the impact of the tropical storm on the agriculture sector.
And of course, just to clean up is estimated at $12 million. just to remove the landslides and to cause there to be emergency temporary access. The Ministry of Works has estimated that it will be in the region of $12 million. The other point I would like to, and of course with regards to agriculture, the Ministry of Agriculture in collaboration with Erika are continuing the assessment, obviously with limited access to many communities. There were some difficulties in getting into those areas. For example, in Dalis and in Whitaker, those areas were difficult to get into because of the challenges with the roads in those communities. And
more headline stories assistance from the international community continues to pour in as Dominica grapples with the devastating effect of Tropical Storm Erika, which ravaged the island on August 27th. The latest team to join the recovery effort is a military vessel from the United Kingdom with a crew of 150.
They have been deployed to Jubla, so they'll be based out at sea in Jubla with onshore posting at Jubla, and then they have been deployed to assist in Koliho and Kulibistri, two communities that have been heavily impacted upon. We've been hearing a lot of Petit Savan and other communities and Dalis, but Koliho and Kulibistri have been heavily impacted upon.
The British crew will also assist with distributing portable water to those severely affected by the tropical storm.
The British personnel, they will also assist with relief efforts, and they will assist also with the establishment of some temporary water systems. In some parts of some villages, the water systems have been heavily compromised. So the British have indicated that they have the capacity to assist us with temporary water systems. So I believe they'll be doing one in Marigot, Wesley, and also assist us with the treatment of, so Woodford and Wesley, Marigot, and also be assisting us with treatment of water systems.
The expertise of the United Kingdom team will also be used to assist Dominica in other aspects where necessary.
So we're hopeful that with their involvement, the involvement of the British, other developed countries will also come on board, as there is plenty to be done. As this country honestly does not have the resources to rebuild this country to the state it was on the day before the passage of Tropical Storm Erika.
Government has declared 2 days of mourning as the country copes with the loss of life during Tropical Storm Erika.
The government has taken a decision to declare Thursday, September 3rd and Friday, September 4th, 2015 as National Days of Mourning in the wake of devastation caused by Tropical Storm Erika. As a result, all flags shall be flown at half-staff on all public buildings on both days. His Excellency the President will also address the nation on Thursday, September 3rd, 2015.
Speaking at a press briefing on Wednesday night, Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit said that National Days of Prayer will be observed over the weekend.
National Days of Prayer shall be held on Saturday, September 5th and Sunday, September 6th, 2015. And activities related to the National Days of Prayer will be held at the community level as a result of reduced access associated with the passage of Tropical Storm Erika.
Skerrit says the National Days of Prayer will be on a small scale.
The intention originally was to consider having a big get-together, but because of the challenges and the safety issues, we felt like it would be better to have it in our respective communities, at our respective churches. A National Day message of prayer from the government shall be read at all churches on the respective days. These declarations are intended to honor lives lost as well as to offer thanksgiving to the Almighty God.
The Ministry of Health is expressing concern over an increase in waterborne diseases.
The concern comes following the increased number of contaminated water sources as a result of the devastation caused by Tropical Storm Erika. Dominicans have been urged to exercise caution when using water during this time.
We know that there's a scarcity of water on the island, and particularly some communities are more affected than others. So there are some diseases that are waterborne diseases, and this can give gastroenteritis, vomiting, diarrhea. So we are concerned in terms of those diseases that are spread by water.
An alarm is also being raised on transmission of vector-borne diseases.
We have recent experience of what happened in terms of mosquito, the Aedes aegypti mosquito. Chikungunya has devastated Dominica. Dengue is also endemic to Dominica, so we are concerned in terms of because of increased storage of water, and we know that a lot of the times the mosquito breed in these containers, the drums, etc. And so we are concerned about the dengue.
The disabled road network and exposed wounds can also increase the incidence of waterborne diseases.
We are also concerned in terms of, because a number of persons might be injured, getting lacerations and probably walking barefooted, they have to, because of the difficulty in getting from one coming to the other, passing through dirty water that is infected with the urine or feces of things like rats, that persons would be exposed to leptospirosis.
Meantime, Director of Primary Health Care, Dr. Esprit, provided tips on how to purify water after the passage of Tropical Storm Erika.
Until further notice, all drinking water should be boiled or treated using water purification tablets, and the Environmental Health arm of the Ministry of Health is now distributing these tablets. For persons who can see, this is an example of our water purification tablets. This is Aqua Tabs. In addition to that, we want to avoid purchasing local juices if you are unsure of the quality of the water that is being used to prepare those juices. Hand washing is absolutely necessary at this time. In the absence of running water, please avoid washing your hands in basins. Rather, pour water onto your hands for washing. In the absence of water, you can use hand sanitizers. However, please remember that hand washing with soap and water is more effective than using hand sanitizers.
Some French nationals who were here during Tropical Storm Erika are reported missing. The French consulate in Dominica is concerned about these French nationals. The French consul in Dominica, Hervé Nizard, said in a statement that they expect them to be fine. However, their family in France and the French West Indies are inquiring since they have not heard from them since last Thursday's storm. Nizard has asked French nationals who have not yet contacted the French consulate to do so at 612-1234. Operations at Princess Margaret Hospital are expected to return to normalcy next week. Following the passage of Tropical Storm Erika on Thursday, 27th August, functions at the hospital were adjusted to allow the use of more resources immediately after the tropical storm.
That included the cancellation of non-emergency or elective type services. So that would include things like surgeries that were not urgent, as well as outpatient clinics. And these were cancelled so as to allow freeing up of resources, both human and otherwise, to deal with urgent situations. We do hope, though, that by next week we can resume or move towards resumption of normal activities, going back to regular surgical lists and regular outpatient clinics.
Blanc says measures have been put in place to ensure that no health district is short on medical supplies.
The hospital and the central medical stores continue to work very closely with the primary health care services, the various health centers, in ensuring that supplies, medical supplies of wide range medications, etc., are sent on a very regular basis and as is needed to the various health centers. So we're making sure that things do not run out in the districts. I must say, on a daily basis, we continue to have offers from literally all over, offers of both medical supplies as well as medical personnel. And we're constantly processing those offers so that we ensure that we keep up with the demands on the ground.
Medical personnel continue to arrive on the island to assist with health care.
We also had a group of Cuban volunteers coming in yesterday, and that included 6 family physicians. They're currently receiving orientation at the hospital, and we're hoping to deploy them to the district health centers to assist and work alongside the district medical officers. From Cuba, we also have an anesthesiologist who remains assigned to PMH, as well as an epidemiologist who is working with our national epidemiologist, Dr. Ricketts. We've had as well 7 nurses from Cuba who remain at PMH, and we also have 6 nurses who arrived today as well from the BVI, and they too will be deployed throughout the healthcare service.
And tragedy has struck one family in Upper Goodwill. They lost their belongings during a fire on Wednesday night. The fire took place on Eden Lane at the home of retired Labor Commissioner Bennett Austrie.
It actually started about 7:45 during the 8 o'clock. I wasn't at home at the time. I was doing some errand at 7-Eleven, and when I left 7-Eleven, as I went to push my vehicle, I got a call saying, come quick, your house is on fire. So when I heard so, I rushed up from Newtown to Goodwill, and when I arrived at the service spot near to the house, the fire ambulance was just ahead of me, so I allowed them to take a route, and then I followed them. And when I reached, I saw the house was engulfed in flames.
At the time of the fire, 2 occupants were in the house.
Daughter and wife were at home at the time of the fire, and from what I understood from them, they heard neighbors saying fire, fire, and then when they looked out, they saw this thing was coming out from one of the rooms. From the room that I normally sleep in.
The Austries are currently staying at their guest house in Roseau.
During that time, the fire people carrying out the investigation. As you know, that is one of the process where such a thing happens, and that will be followed perhaps by the insurance. As a matter of fact, we lost everything upstairs. Every single thing turned to charcoal, including all the little bit of clothes that I owned. I now have nothing. The same thing with my wife. We have nothing.
Still ahead, not all college students may be able to attend classes during the first few weeks of school due to the storm. How the college plans to address that, coming up.
A world leader in manufacturing for the cutting professional, Makita's very own diamond blades provide maximum efficiency for coring, cutting, and polishing all types of masonry.
Another good product put out again by Makita.
Longer life, durability, optimum performance. Makita diamond blades provide a powerful edge that lasts.
Nothing nicer than having a good blade.
Go beyond the ordinary. Go with Makita.
We mixing white dog with anything. Only white dog. We mixing white dog with anything. Only white dog can beat it. It's calling. I'm eating. It's calling. Only white dog can beat it. It's calling. I'm eating.
White oak. When it pours, you reign.
Dating a minor is unacceptable.
Having sex with a minor is unacceptable. For more information on child abuse or to report suspected cases on child abuse, contact the Social Welfare Division on 33 Great Marlborough Street or call 266-3020 or 266-3080.
It's bedding month at Quartz. Get unbeatable deals on the world's best brands and mattresses all month long, only at Quartz. So come in today and get a queen back support mattress at the price of a double. Free bases with selected purchases, plus a chance to win your Serta purchase free. So visit a Quartz store now and get that oh so good feeling with the best deals on the best brands and mattresses this month, only at Quartz, bringing value home.
Let's be conscious and beware. The climate is changing everywhere. Let's promote more healthy lands to withstand the change at hand. Go on and plant a tree. Let's restore the forest be a lot more conservative with our farming practices. Keep our environment more clean and green. Put an end to all the polluting. For it is our natural beauty we promoting. Let us build resilience against the hurricanes. Stronger homes in our communities. Make a change. Let us be proactive. Rally, rethink, rally, respond, and the coastal pollution. Promote for water conservation. Whoa. Rally, rethink, rally, respond. Plants around the river banks. Sustain the water on the land. Yeah, yeah.
Climate change is real. Our actions do matter. Rally, rethink, respond. A message from the OECS and USAID.
Thanks for staying with us. The route along the west coast has been made more motorable after roads were severely damaged and communities cut off due to heavy rainfall associated with last Thursday's storm.
There is now a two-way path at Layu since the main road has collapsed. Alternate routes had to be created through Makoshri and Batali rivers due to the collapse of the main roads along those areas. Tarish has been used on those routes to make them motorable, but drivers who do not have four-wheel drive vehicles should not risk driving on that path. This is what crossing Batali is like. At Makoshri, drivers have to make a detour onto the road leading to Makoshri River and drive on a route which takes them to the bridge of the Makoshri Rum Distillery to connect to the highway. Meantime, significant volumes of debris have been cleared along the Kolibistri and Kolio main roads.
Dominica State College students who cannot make it to school within the first 3 weeks due to the effects of Tropical Storm Erika will be excused.
The Dominica State College has pushed back the start of classes to September 7th in the aftermath of the storm. Classes for this first semester of college were initially scheduled to start on Tuesday, the 1st of September. On Tuesday, the SC's president met with faculty and administrative staff to chart the way forward due to the delayed start.
We decided to postpone classes for a number of reasons, the foremost being that we have students and faculty that are isolated in regions of the country and would have a difficult time coming to school every day. So we figure if we give them more time, they would probably, some of the roads may be back on track, and then, or they might make alternative arrangements. So we figure if we give them an additional week, that would help. And secondly, we had our system down for a while. Students are registering slowly, and so our registration was not up to date. We didn't see the kind of numbers we expected. So we felt that we should give students another week to register for all of the courses.
Peters says 22% of his faculty would not have been able to get to school on September 1st based on where they live, and a similar percentage for students as well. The college will excuse students who have notified the registrar's office.
I think some faculty and some professors will be very understanding to make sure that they give them extra work or give them some of the notes. And so they won't lose too much. If after 3 weeks, then that could be a problem. But first week of school, I teach myself, and next week when I start, I will not, if there are students missing out of the class, we'll make sure they get the notes that they're required to do that. For the registrar to record it on the records if they cannot make it, so I hope that students who are listening will understand that if they cannot make this semester or in the first 3 weeks, they should write to us. Because here in college you have 3 weeks, the first 3 weeks you can drop or add classes, so they still have at least 3 weeks to do that. So, and it would be good if they can't make it to send a note to the registrar so that the record doesn't show that they flunked this semester.
Okay, has there been any... Meantime, the college has not had any physical damage to its buildings.
To any one of it, except the band house had some water, but that was taken care of. One of the good things is that our sister colleges in the Caribbean have been calling us and want to give us some aid, so we've asked them for water and notebooks for students who lost stuff. And so we expect that will be coming in next week also.
A public servant is using his personal resources as he is off from work to source and deliver disaster relief supplies to affected communities in the wake of Tropical Storm Erika.
Delroy Williams started his mission on Saturday by hitchhiking and walking to western communities from town, crossing debris-covered roads to get as far as Collio. When Channel 5 News spoke to Williams, he expected to drive to the south on Thursday to bring supplies, especially to people housed at hurricane shelters there.
Actually, I'm on vacation, so I'm using that time to do some mobilization of funds and resources from friends of mine and from overseas-based Dominicans, and going around the island distributing by boat, by vehicle to persons who are in need. For the most part, we've been working along the west coast, the communities of Collio, Dubla, Bioche, and others, and distributing water, cooked food, and other toiletries and necessities to persons.
Williams says bottled water is an urgent need as many communities are still without pipe-borne water.
They're also asking for a lot more to be done, so if Dominicans out there listening, they can contact me, 225-6367 or 615-5881, and to make their contributions, and from there we go into the various communities. The response has been very, very overwhelming, I must say, in terms of persons contributing. What we've also noticed too is that a lot of the persons who are coming to request are very young children, because they, of course, need the care and attention more than the adults. So we are hoping that this touches the hearts of the everyday Dominican and they can contribute to that effect.
Apart from that, Williams is also assisting the KCD Foundation with sourcing relief items. Idona John Baptist, Channel 5 News.
The Nagico group of companies has sent a team from their head office to attend to clients who were affected by Tropical Storm Erika. On Monday, the company issued a press release promising to settle all storm-related claims as quickly as possible. Nagico is making an appeal to their clients affected by Tropical Storm Erika to submit these claims.
And as soon as we receive this information, we have adjusters on the ground, we have a large team from our head office who are here, and we are set and ready to deal with all claims. Our parties from head office along with the adjusters came in. We are paying specific attention to Dominica ANC ports, and as a matter of fact, they landed at Melvin Hall and started as soon as they came in with the adjusters. We will be very soon, we'll be ready to make a disbursement, and we'll let you all know.
The branch manager says they will also be giving special attention to their clients who for some reason or another had to evacuate while their homes were still intact. They are also appealing to the clients who have been displaced or moved to contact them, since they have no way of knowing their situation. The Rosa branch manager says claims have been slow in coming for several reasons.
We will not right now put a time of period on or cutoff point on the receiving of claims, because we know that the focus right now is on cleaning up and attending to their families. We're just taking it in strides, but we want to emphasize and we want to ask them to please come in
and let us try to alleviate the problems right now.
There will eventually be a deadline because we do have to have a cutoff, but that's going to be a lot different than most of the other storms that we've handled in the past. Because we know that we've got communication problems, access problems, and even if some of our clients are busy getting their lives back to normal, just the regular food, water, electricity, clean clothes, if you turn the claim into us, we can start working on it. We do have the capacity to take many more claims than we've received so far. And if they just hand it over to us, we'll do all the heavy lifting and all the hard work and get them what they need to get their lives back on track.
The Nagico Group of Companies has over 3,500 clients in Dominica. And another insurance company in Dominica is collaborating with Dexia, Red Cross and other services to bring in supplies. This effort was coordinated by the Sagico head office in Barbados. The first shipment of supplies were brought in on Wednesday at the Rosa Fisheries landing site.
We brought a lot of dry goods, canned foods, and but we wanted to focus more on the water, and this was the quickest thing that we could get out of. This boat is actually coming from St. Lucia. So this is our, we'd like to thank our counterparts, our colleagues in St. Lucia, and the rest of Sagico offices around. We have all tried to rally together, and for the moment we just have the water here, but we've already sent off a lot more water and a lot of dry foods and canned foods and basic toiletries.
Landa says all the islands have provided supplies to be donated for relief efforts after the passing of Tropical Storm Erika.
We're in 22 different countries, so I guess we're going to have all the islands contributing and even our main office. So I'm not sure exactly, but we should be on point at some point.
The insurance company also plans to attend to affected clients.
We do encourage anybody that has any claims to come down to the office as soon as it's possible for them, of course. And also bear in mind and have a little patience with us as well too, because we're also dealing with the loss that affected the whole island. But we are on point. We do have people, head office has already organized that we're going to have people on the team in Dominica. We're concentrating to try and make it as smoothly as possible, the transaction as smoothly as possible.
Sagico has extended sympathies to all those who have lost family and loved ones. He encouraged Dominicans to pull together to rebuild the country. We've had a few days of sunshine, but let's find out from the Met Office if we should brace ourselves for some rain.
The weather is brought to you by Sagico, wise financial thinking for life.
Good evening, Dominica, and welcome to tonight's weather broadcast. I'm your presenter, Marshall Alexander. We begin by taking a look at earlier infrared satellite imagery and what it showed. Some areas of cloudiness, mainly across the Leeward Islands. However, Dominica experienced partly cloudy skies during today. Now, taking a look at earlier radar imagery and what it showed, the associated shower activity off to the northeast of Dominica. Tonight's weather is expected to be partly cloudy to cloudy with scattered showers, and similar conditions can be expected into tomorrow. However, by afternoon, an improvement in conditions can be expected. Sea conditions are expected to be slight to moderate, with waves peaking near 5 feet. Conditions for the next 3 days: partly cloudy to cloudy skies expected by tomorrow. However, by afternoon, an improvement in conditions can be expected, and this is expected to continue into Saturday. However, by Sunday, an increasing cloudiness and scattered showers can be expected due to the approach of a tropical wave. Looking at the bigger picture, partly cloudy to cloudy skies with scattered showers expected across the region tomorrow due to the presence of a high pressure system. Our international cities forecast: thunderstorm activity can be expected in New York, Miami, and Caracas. Overcast skies expected in London, and some rain can be expected in Beijing. Sunrise tomorrow will be at 5:53 a.m. and sunset at 6:16 p.m. Please remember that we are in the hurricane season. For more information, you can call the weather hotline at 447-5555 or visit our website at weather.gov.dm. Thanks for viewing. Have a good night.
How do I look, Mommy?
Perfect. When you've been here, you know what's important. Protected with Sagico. Wise financial thinking for life.
That's news. The headlines again. Tropical Storm Erika has left behind an estimated $40 million in damage to the Douglas Charles Airport. The British among the latest to join the international response to Dominica's disaster recovery efforts. And the Ministry of Health warns the public about an increase in infections from contaminated water. Send your questions and comments to news@marpin2k4.com. I am Lourianne Graham Carter on behalf of the production team. Thank you for watching.